Dublin Port Tunnel is perhaps the greatest engineering feat in the history of the state. Stretching 4.6 kilometres under the sprawling city of Dublin, it's one of the largest urban tunnels in the world, with 18,000 vehicles passing through it daily. And while life has certainly improved for those drivers, it's worth digging a little deeper to find out more about those working below. In 2005, the National Roads Authority awarded French company Transroute the contract to operate, maintain and collect tolls for a 5-year period. To accomplish this, Transroute began recruiting and training 75 full-time employees. It wasn't long, however, before one of these employees made an SOS call to SIPTU.
The gentleman I was talking to was a little bit nervous about giving me his name at that point in time. They were concerned, obviously, that their employer would find out that they were talking to us. But we spoke with them in relation to their own terms and conditions of employment, which again were poor compared to industry standards. But we pressed upon them the need for them to organise themselves.
Myself and some of my other colleagues, we selected some members, some of our colleagues to represent us.
Yeah, initially we got a team of about 10 people to organise a committee of all groups within the company, and we got to put all our views together and see what road we were going to take.
At an early stage of the campaign, we saw very significant potential and the importance of the organising campaign at the Dublin Port Tunnel for 3 reasons. Firstly, SIPTU is going through quite significant changes at the moment, moving from a servicing union to an organising union. Secondly, the terms and conditions of employment in Transroute were very significantly out of line with most other tolling operations. And the third reason was the contract was awarded to Transroute pretty much on the back of low labour costs and low labour rates, and we felt as a union it was imperative that we stood up and insisted that that couldn't continue.
We were looking at ways to get a decent wage structure, so we looked at all the tolls, East Link, West Link. We said we started in the middle rather than go over the top to the bottom, so we say which was the best for us, so to give ourselves a chance and the company a chance, we went for the middle one, so that was the base of our claim that we worked off that.
Paddy and his colleagues' efforts were paying off. By June 2007, union membership had doubled, and they were now in a position to directly engage with the company management.
We made contact with the company and put our views to the company, and initially the company declined SIPTU, and they didn't think we needed SIPTU because everything they thought was working in the right direction, but we knew it wasn't.
And the organising committee decided that the company didn't seem to be taking us serious. And with the membership growing, it seemed some sort of industrial action seemed inevitable. And then the company stepped in and offered us a 5% pay rise. It was a start, but it wasn't enough.
With this increase, the members had scored their first definite goal.
The company then agreed to meet us in the Labour Relations Commission, but they wouldn't sit in the same room as the committee or the full-time union official. They did want, however, to train the committee themselves in negotiations and leave out the SIPTU official.
The company then set up forums to engage with the staff. However, the organising committee agreed that all members would demonstrate their solidarity by attaching SIPTU membership cards to their ID. When the company threatened Paddy Laird with disciplinary action, his answer was clear.
If you suspend me, you're going to have to suspend everybody.
While the organising committee bravely resisted Transroute from within, Owen Reedy, Eire Gorman and Patricia King worked on exploiting weak points in its strategic connections.
The decision was taken by the Regional Secretary Patricia King and Owen Reedy to visit the National Roads Authority. So through the NRA we were hoping to impress upon Transroute the need for them as a publicly funded company to engage with the institutions that we have in the state.
SIPTU's Eric Fleming successfully argued that the NRA should add a clause into all contracts obliging contractors to fully utilise the IR institutions of the state. Shortly after, another significant breakthrough occurred.
In November 2007, an intermediary, a management consultant who we had dealt with before, made contact with the union and brokered talks, face-to-face talks for the first time between Transroute and SIPTU.
The organising committee worked on a collective agreement with the company known as the Memorandum of Understanding.
The conditions of employment which we were trying to improve included the introduction of shift pay, the introduction of Sunday premiums, proper overtime rates, sick pay and paid breaks.
After detailed discussions, the company somewhat reticently decided to sign the collective agreement. The membership, then at 45, endorsed this agreement unanimously. 2 months later, the Labour Court issued a recommendation on the claims made on the company by the union.
Whilst the Labour Court gave us quite a lot of the claims that we were looking for, which was positive, regrettably and bizarrely they reduced the basic pay of some of the workers. So when we looked at the recommendation in its totality, the staff had no option but to reject the recommendation. As a result of that, we then balloted for strike action, and that was unanimously endorsed by the staff.
The tunnel facilitated the movement of a huge percentage of imports and exports via Dublin Port. Its obstruction would cripple a vital part of Dublin infrastructure. This gave the union members as a whole real power.
Had we had to have a strike, the impact would have been huge. Effectively, I think the strike would have brought Dublin City to a standstill.
As last-minute negotiations continued, Transroute appointed a new management team. With just 2 days left before Dublin was brought to a standstill, the Labour Court again intervened, finally brokering a resolution to all claims between the union and Transroute. The agreement led to immediate pay increases of 25%, with another 5% coming in October 2008.
We've got our Sunday pay, our Sunday premium, our night premium, shift allowance, everything we've got, and thanks to the union, we've got all that back.
As a member of SIPTU, I feel protected.
And on a personal point of view, it's absolutely fantastic. It shows you what you can do if you stick together as a body of people in a union. What's there at the end, but you have to stay together and fight to your end. Join the union, stick together, and you won't go wrong.